Hi everyone, it's Shelf from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. Today's day 25 in the 2025 Countdown to Christmas series with Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations. Our theme for today was decorating the tree, and we're going to be using this die from Waffle Flower as well as a layering stencil set from the Postage Collage collection. It is the vertical tree set. So it is a set of 5 stencils and they are super easy to line up. So I put the first one down and I'm going to be using some of the new Waffle Flower blending brushes. I don't think they are new, but they're new to me. And I am also going to be doing the one block on the left-hand side with a makeup brush just to see the difference. The makeup brush doesn't lay as much color down, I felt like. It makes it a little bit smoother, but it did not lay down as much color the first time. So I like both of them. I probably will use the blender brushes more for smaller details, and then the large ones, large sections, I will use the makeup brushes for. But I did this background in Salvage Patina, and I like it, but I don't love it. I probably should have done tumbled glass. And as I started it, I realized I did another one of these before with the Salvage Patina, and I said the exact same thing. So I need to move away from the Salvage Patina and go to the tumbled glass. But on this layer, it's not just the background, and I accidentally inked over top of part of the elf. So the top of his hat and his hair are on that first layer. So the next layer is going to be the tree, and I am using pine needles to ink up the entire tree. I do go back over where the ornaments are or anywhere where I think that there should be a little bit of shading, and I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more ink down in that area. I did not use anything like pixie spray on this, even though I'm using the stamp wheel to put all of the stencils down. The pieces that are inside were actually pretty flat. I didn't have to worry about it. The elf might have been the only thing that the ink got a little smudgy on, but it still looks fine. So while you're watching me do this, and I'm going to continue to do all 5 of the layers, I thought I would talk to you a little bit about the series. So this is the last day for the 2025 series, which is crazy. It went so quickly. And I hope that you have enjoyed it and that you've watched the videos. Appreciate everyone who has done that. The more information section will include a link to the intro video if you're interested, if you've just found the series and you want to check it out. The intro video will be linked down there, as well as Marie's channel. She is Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and she and I have been doing this series for 3 years. So after this video, you will have 150 videos with 75 different techniques, themes, stamp sets, etc. And so a ton of ideas, and they can be translated into birthday cards, anniversary cards, things like that. A lot of times we'll do techniques versus using a specific stamp. We did do some of that though. We did use like the same stamp a couple of times throughout the 3 years. So we're going to do this again next year because we've had so much fun doing it, and we're going to try to come up with 25 more unique ideas, because then that would mean we would have 100. So we're going to have to take some time to think about that, but I really appreciate all of you guys watching and commenting. We are really, really enjoying this series. It's going to kind of be weird for it to be over, but Marie and I do a monthly series where we just do one day a month. We pick a theme and we'll create something. So we'll go back to that in January, give ourselves a couple weeks break. After all of this. This was a lot of card making. It was a lot of fun. I unfortunately don't keep any of these cards, and I don't send them out. I actually give them to a friend of mine who is a marketing teacher at a high school that my sister-in-law works for. And she does cards for patients with Alzheimer's. I guess in assisted living homes. So they write out all the cards, and I love turning them all over. So the cards from the beginning of this series, probably from like the beginning up until like right before Thanksgiving, they pretty much all went to her so that the kids could fill them out for the people with Alzheimer's. And sorry, there is Brownie. Brownie was very, very interested in being with me tonight. So you can see I'm just using one hand right now because Brownie is actually laying on my left shoulder and I have to kind of hold him there. He will sit there for a little while, but sometimes he starts to slide down and then he puts his nails in me. So don't like that. So I was like holding him, and here he is. He is very, very curious. He was just milling around, and there was new stuff to see, and the desk is a mess. So he was trying to find a spot to lay down on. So yes. So anyway, in the more information section, we'll have links to Marie's channel, the intro video for this series. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure that you go over and check it out. And all right, let's get back to the card. So I am now working on, I think this is the last layer, and the trunk we used a couple of different colors of brown. We used gathered twigs and scorched timber. I'm using rustic wilderness for the dark parts of the tree. For the birds, I used lumberjack plaid and aged mahogany. I used black soot for their eyes and their beaks. For the yellow parts, so the ribbon and the star, I used squeezed lemonade, and then I went back in with some fossilized amber to add some shading. For the ornament colors, I used Chip Sapphire and Villainous Potion. That was not what I was originally going to do, but I like the darker colors of that. And again, I'm just going back in and adding the aged mahogany to the birds and I think that's pretty much everything for that. I think that's it. Yeah. So now I'm going to go back with some gold Nuvo drops and go over the ribbon. I wasn't really sure. I was not sure that I was going to do this. And then when I started doing it, I was like, oh, this probably was not the best idea. But I did one thin layer and then let it dry a little bit. And then I actually went back over it with a second coat. So it's really, really puffy and it really stands out. I'm also I tried to find a sparkle pen, and I can't find any of my Noir sparkle pens. I don't know what the heck happened to them. And there's Brownie again, just hanging out, almost putting his foot in the Nuvo drops. So, he's just being a kitten. So he is 2.5 years old. He and Oreo are 2.5 years old. So he's just a curious cat. He likes to be around me and likes to be sitting with me no matter what I'm doing. So I couldn't find the Nuvo, the sparkle pen. And so I thought that I was going to use the Lawn Fawn one that I had, but I end up not doing that. I take my white gel pen and add some highlights to the ornaments. And then I'm actually going to go back to my, so behind my desk, I have some containers with some Nuvo drops in it. And I am going to pick out a clear yellow to go over the star because I just wasn't really sure. I wanted it to be a little shiny. I did kind of want sparkles in it, and this does not have sparkles in it, but it's okay. And I did make this layer pretty thick too. I actually went back and I did 2 layers on this one so that it kind of matched the ribbons. I wanted it to look a little 3D because I felt like, the image is so cute itself, but I just feel like it needed a little bit of dimension. So then I found a pre-made black card base that measures 5.5 by 6.5. 5 by 6.5. That's what it is. I cut this piece of pattern paper down just a tiny bit, so I think there's a 1/2 inch on each side. And then I'm going to very carefully add the Bearly Arts glue to the back of the image that we just created, and then I'm going to attach that. And that is the card for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this whole series and commenting. We will see you guys again real soon. Bye.